And of course, during a horde night, this is the baby that you want to have with you. Well, maybe not a real baby, but something like this. Look at it. With a large magazine. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have reloaded there. But with a big magazine, really nice damage. You shouldn't have to reload very frequently. If you're better than me at reloading, this is how you take out a horde all by yourself. And that is, of course, the auto shotgun. I mean, it's really, really amazing. When you use it, it's got really good firepower like any shotgun, but it can have a really large, well, in this case, a drum magazine with, I think in this case, 33 shells. Oh, it's gonna last a long time. I love it. If you love shotguns, you will definitely love this one, I think. I mean, it's an awesome and looks really good. But what is this one all about? How does it differ from the normal shotgun? Well, let's have a look at that. Of course, beyond looks-wise, you also need to unlock it through a special schematic, and in this case, it's the auto shotgun schematic. The funny thing here is that it's actually not auto as such. It is single fire. If you just hold the button, well, it shoots once. So it's more like a semi-auto shotgun, unfortunately. It would be cool if it was auto, but no, it's really more of a semi-auto shotgun. It does fire faster than, for instance, the normal shotgun, but it's not a huge difference. The big difference is really in the ammo capacity, or the potential ammo capacity. So now that you've, of course, found and learned the schematic, what do you do? Well, let's see here, auto shotgun, you need to go to the workbench, of course, and you need a bunch of shotgun parts. And of course, steel, and duct tape, and scrap polymers, and springs, so make sure you collect that. The quality, of course, is also dependent on your skills. In this case, the boomstick under strength. So if you're already using shotgun, well, you're gonna love the auto shotgun. And you can see that for if you have perk level 1, you can craft, well, quality 2, down to 3, down to 4, down to 5, and, well, if you'll notice, there's only a 5. Quality 5 great shotguns. Quality 6, you need to find and loot, or you can get them as quest rewards. If you also look at the unlock here, you see you can unlock the pump shotgun crafting up from the double barrel, but you cannot unlock the auto shotgun, so you need to find the schematic if you're going to craft it. Which makes sense, it's the same as for the M60 and so on. But I think once you have it, you will definitely not let it go, because it's simply awesome and I love it. Well, let's have a little bit of a comparison with the normal shotgun, because I always loved the normal shotgun, but it had a couple of problems. Mostly one problem. It was fairly slow to fire. It had a round per minute of 57, which means that, well, it's slow. It's 1 per second. When you look at the auto shotgun, it's higher. It's 80 rounds per minute, so that is a little bit more. It's still not extremely much more. It's not like it's 3 times as fast, but it allows you to put a lot of more shots down range. The second big thing that you'll see is that the magazine size is so much bigger. So the regular one in this case happened to be 9 for the pump shotgun. That's actually a pretty good one, because a lot of them only have like 7 or 8, but in this case it's 9. Now the normal quality one that I had is 18 magazine size, so beyond shooting faster, it also has twice the capacity, and that's really awesome. Damage wise, it seems to be identical, and if you see here as well, on quality 2, quality 3, quality 4, quality 5, and of course quality 6, you will see that the magazine size is significantly higher. Rounds per minute again is a random thing, so in this case the quality one actually has a faster rate of fire than the auto shotgun, not by a lot but by a little, and the auto shotgun in this case has 17. Damage is equivalent to the regular pump shotgun, just 1 minus. Again, this is slightly randomized. So just from the basic look of it, it has twice the capacity of, well, the pump shotgun. And you might think, well, that's nice. It's not super effective, but what else can we do with it? Well, that's where we come to mods, and mods is really what sets it apart. So if I look at the pump shotgun, let me do a modify here. You'll see these are all the mods that the regular pump shotgun can actually accept. You'll see some of the sights, you'll see some of the additional things like the specific shotgun mods. You'll have the, let me find it, this one, the shotgun tube extender that can increase the capacity by 3, which is actually quite useful. If you have 6, you go up to 9. If you have 7, you go up to 10, but that's about it. Now, if we look at the auto shotgun, by contrast, it can have about 50% more of the mods, and you might not really care about the trigger groups. Those are 3 of them. If you find them, they're good to put on just for the damage. Having a scope can be interesting. It's not really one I would recommend, but the last 2 here is really where it shines. You can put on the magazine extender mods, which gives you 50% more ammo. Not terribly good, but it's all right. But you can also, and this is what you see on the one I have, put on the drum magazine. And this one is awesome. I mean, it's simply awesome. So if we go back to my fully modded one, you'll see this one has 33 magazine size. It's also got 26 damage, which of course is more than the unmodded one. And this is because I put on the drum magazine. If I take it off, I only have 17. Put it on, it's got 33, which is equivalent, actually slightly more than a regular AK-47 or even the tactical assault rifle. That means that you can shoot not the regular 6, not the regular 9 that you can do with the shotgun tube extender, but 33. And that makes a huge difference. As you saw in the beginning there when I took on a little bit of a haul just to show, you can actually go through a lot of kills and still not have to reload. And that really can save you, because that was the main issue I had with just using the normal shotgun. I would shoot it off, I would kill 3, maybe 4 zombies, and then I have to reload, and it's got a fairly lengthy reload, and at that time you have obviously all the zombies who are bashing on you. Now with this one, you can stand and you can shoot and you can shoot and you can shoot, and of course the reload takes a while, but then you're back to having 33 shells to blast the zombies with, and to me that's a huge thing. So let's have a little bit of a look at what mods you could take. Let's disregard some of the trigger groups because they're frankly not that useful. The sight I wouldn't really bother too much about. I would definitely take an increased magazine size if you can. The regular one or the drum one if you get it later on. After that, I will look at potentially rad remover or cripple them. They're always useful. Beyond that, you could put on the laser sights so that you have a better fire when you're firing from the hip, because a lot of times you would not be going into ADS. You would be shooting just from the hip because you're shooting at short range. If you're shooting from short range, if you notice that the crosshair at this distance, there's no difference in the crosshair. It's effectively the same. Well, there's a very, very, very minor difference. That means that regardless of whether you're shooting from the hip or where they're ADSing, well, it's going to land in the same general area. Of course, this is because I have, in this case, I have the shotgun choke mod. The shotgun choke mod is also really nice to put on. There is some issues with the actual sights. If you look down here, this is actually the red dot sight or reflex sight that is not properly put onto the model. That's why it still looks like there's nothing there. But it's something that they're having issues with for a bunch of the different weapons. So for now, just take it out. Maybe put on the laser sight if you want to. If you noticed, the actual crosshair, the size actually went down. And it's going to be the same ADS or non-ADS, but the crosshair size is, even if at this distance, you notice, and this is short range distance, but you often fight the zombies, especially in buildings, at around this distance, which means that with the choke, oh, thanks for showing. With the choke, you probably hit with most of the pellets. And that's something that is really important. The shotguns have 10 pellets. Each one can give 26 damage in this case. So together, if all of them hit, that's 260 damage. If half of them hit, that's 130. If some of them hit the head, which they probably will at this distance, I wouldn't aim at the head. I would aim slightly lower so you get sort of chest and maybe some stray ones hit the head. That means that you'll do increased damage as well. So it's really, really powerful. If you wanted to do some slightly further range, you could, for instance, put in the barrel extender. You could put on a 2x scope mod, but to me, the shotgun is really a short-range weapon. In some cases, the duckbill would be useful, or even the sawed-off shotgun mod. But again, they drastically alter the shape. And in my case, I prefer to use the choke because it makes it a little bit tighter. With 33 rounds in the drum roll, you can afford to miss a little bit because you really want to make sure that when you hit them, that you do massive damage. Having, for instance, the sawed-off shotgun one, you see, even if I'm this close, I will miss some of the pellets, and I literally have to be pretty much up this distance in order to hit with all the pellets. To me, that's really a waste of damage potential. If you put in the duckbill, you see it flattens it, but it's still really wide. It can be useful. You can theoretically hit more than one zombie at a time, but in general, it means that you probably will be hitting like this, and a few of the pellets will go wide even if they are straight on center. And to me, that's a bad trade-off as well. So really, put on the choke and then just, well, kill all the zombies as they walk up to you. Oh, he actually survived. Oh, that's not good. And you saw, this is how you just mow down a bunch of them. Now, of course, these were just the regular ones. These were not feral or radiated. And that's where potentially putting on the rat remover can be helpful because they won't be healing up. But if you hit them center on and you hit with all the pellets, you're going to do massive damage. If you then have properly spec'd into it as well, like down here, you'll notice that you deal 50% more damage, you fire 50% faster as well, and you reload 30% faster. You can also leg shot and cripple your opponents. So this is really, really useful. If you further go into the Shotgun Messiah book series, you can see how more effective this is. You can do 10% more damage, really good. You can have a high chance of dismember within 3 meters. You can have different ammunition as well. Shotgun slash can be good. And targets with full health take 20% more damage, which means that the first shot is going to do 20% more damage. I would say for me, shotguns were always a favorite. However, I did sort of stop using them once we got a lot of feral and radiated zombies because it's difficult to just shoot a 6 to 8 rounds or shells and then have to reload, and by then that time you have taken so much damage. Now you can go in, you can clear a whole room easily. Take your time to reload and proceed. You couldn't quite do that as effectively just with 6 to 9 rounds. But with 33, well, that's definitely not an issue. So what do you think? Is this the kind of weapon you would use? Of course, it looks a little bit weird, I have to say, with the drum magazine. It looks like it would be totally unbalanced. But, it's just super effective. So hope you enjoyed this little first look of the new auto shotgun. And I guess in closing, I'm going to put on the full auto mod, the trigger group, and you notice it's not extremely fast, and you can almost achieve this simply by tap firing the button. So other mods would probably be more useful. But make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely catch you tomorrow.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.